Afghanistan lost to the theocracy, decency to entitlement in the UK. Cuba loses peace to fiery communism. Lost in the stories of politics and policies, the battle against climate change, one that we are losing, all of us. Let me show you how. This is British Columbia. Stacked on its beaches are baked and burnt oysters. They've all been cooked by the extreme heat wave in Canada. At least 1 billion marine animals have died in the country since late June. 1 billion. The beaches are dry, the seaweed is charred, and so are the animals.
These guys are just dead.
Like this one here is freshly dead.
Because it's opened up?
This used to be alive?
Yeah.
Now there's nothing.
The temperature in Canada touched 40 degrees Celsius between the 26th and 28th of June. Oyster pickers and owners of oyster farms had expected the heat wave to affect marine life, but no one had predicted a situation this bad. Clams, sea stars, mussels, seaweed, all are gone. Canada's beaches are stinking of dead animal. No one knows how big the effect on the environment will be.
Mussels, most of the mussels around here now are all gone. My clams, you can see the sand dollars and stuff, are all dead.
Across the border in the United States, the temperature has hit an all-time high. In California's Palm Springs, it's 45 degrees Celsius. It's so hot that popsicles are melting within seconds. Watch this. California's Death Valley recorded 54 degrees Celsius, a dangerous high for all those living around it. Authorities have sent out a health warning for small children and the elderly. In suburban Los Angeles, not very far from Hollywood, goats are being used to clear off a patch of land.
Hey, girls!
Here's what they're doing. These animals are creating a buffer between the forest and the village. Do you know why? So that in case of a forest fire, the blaze does not spread to the habitated land. This is being called a defensible space. Basically, we humans are deploying goats to defend ourselves from a disaster of our making. These heat waves that Canada and the United States are battling are not normal. They're a result of climate change, a climate change that we are responsible for. It's the result of excessive use of fossil fuels, the likes of coal, oil and gas. The heat wave is the result of deforestation, cutting down of trees to meet human greed, of increased intensive agriculture, encroaching on forest land to feed ourselves. You see, British Columbia is known for its cool and crisp water. This region is supposed to be ideal for growing shellfish. These, by the way, are really tough creatures. Shellfish can endure high temperatures. When it's too hot, shellfish hold water inside their shells and close up. But the prolonged heat wave brought about by human activity has taken a toll on their endurance. Their deaths have taken a toll on those who depend on the sale of shellfish to run their homes. British Columbia alone produces nearly 10,000 tons of shellfish annually. They contributed $27 million to the province's revenue. Oysters accounted for 56% of this amount. These numbers are from 2019, which also happens to be the year when Canada's greenhouse emission increased by 0.2%. The country released 730 tons, megatons of carbon dioxide into the environment. And this is despite Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's carbon tax. You see, nature does not understand politics and policy. In fact, it looks through smoke screens aimed at hiding inaction, like the one put up by the United States. For a long time now, the US has been playing passing the parcel when it comes to climate change, conveniently forgetting that it is America, one of the world's highest emitters of greenhouse gases, releasing an equivalent of 6,558 million metric tons of CO2 in 2019. This is according to the US Environmental Protection Agency. Washington may be able to shrug responsibility at global forums, but how will it protect its own people at home from climate change? At least 200 people died in Oregon and Washington in late June. 200. 791 in British Columbia. These are human beings. Climate change is a global battle. And getting goats to eat off the vegetation will help no one in the long term. Making amends will. Reducing the number of cars on the roads will. This time last year, the world was in a lockdown. Cars were off the road, pollutants away from cities. Now cars are back, so are the emissions and pollution, and all of this is trapping the heat in our cities. What's happening in Canada and the US is unprecedented. Experts are warning of more such events in the near future, at a rate more frequent. This is climate change. This is our planet calling out for help. The signs are there. The message is loud and clear. What exactly are we waiting for? Think about it. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.